I think we're on there.
Yep,
Good.
I'll see you now.
All right. Awesome. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Yeah. Thanks for taking a little time here to meet to talk. I generally just starting off. I like to go ahead and give a little bit of information just about Banyan, about the company, and kind of a little bit about us and what the position is, and then just allow you to share about yourself, kind of what your goals are, what you're currently doing, what you're looking to do. Um, some of your experience. Kind of see if it's something where we think that might be a good fit both ways, and then
Okay.
kind of just go from there as far as for the next step. But yeah, so
Okay.
um, so starting out, Banyan, we are a medium-sized commercial construction company. Um, right now, we have 40 employees, 39 employees, and we are the preferred builder for a high-end salon company, a franchise called Sola Salons.
Yeah, I looked on your website and did some
Yeah,
research. So
yeah. And so right now we've been currently building for them. We built over 200 of their stores, their tenant build outs.
okay,
So we've been building them in 20 some states, the Northeast, all over, Northwest. We've got some in the Midwest, down to Florida, Georgia, um, just pretty much all over, even Chicagoland area. And so we built a really good reputation working with Sola Salons, and we work
okay,
with a lot of different owners. And so we work hard to kind of maintain that, when there's that sort of a relationship where
right. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
there's that excellence and quality, and within a certain capacity of time frame. And so we definitely look to maintain, because if you make a great impression, word travels.
there you go. Yep.
You have something that goes south, they're all pretty connected. They can very easily say, hey,
Yeah,
what
right.
happened here on this? And so anyways, we definitely take pride in quality, and within the reason of getting things done, excellence. We do have it's a 90-day build out for the salons.
Okay,
And so moving into the, kind of the position itself, you applied for the travel superintendent / project manager position.
great.
And we've got those guys that are out in the field, and they oversee the job sites.
Okay,
And it's a 90-day build.
okay,
And what we do is we have our office is here in outside of Indianapolis in Brownsburg.
okay. Yeah,
We've
right.
got some staff employees that work in the office that work to do, of course, the finance aspect of things, but all of the, pre-construction side of things.
Okay,
So we got a guy who does permits, guys who will do scopes and bids and estimates. What we like to do is we like to get those big main subcontractors lined out for each job before we get there, before
yeah,
site
yeah.
mobilization. And so we definitely, try to get somebody to HVAC laid out, somebody, electrician, get those sites lined up. So that way, whenever we get to the point where the plans, all the notes, all the scopes are handed over to, ready for site mobilization for the superintendent, all of that isn't just like, oh crap, now I've got to find who I'm going to do this. So we want to get the
Right.
superintendent set up. But in
You
the
guys,
project management role in the field, it is, the super will be going out and finding some local subs to do some of the work as well too,
okay,
whether that's drywall or flooring or tile or painting, some of those aspects of the jobs too. So
okay.
um, basically, um, just briefly in a nutshell, a little bit about kind of what we're doing and what that position is like. You can ask any questions. Just we go ahead and share about yourself. Kind of, I've got your resume here in front of me. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I'm just an old school nail banger. That's what I've done since I was 17 years old.
Right.
So, I mean, just a little scope. The last year, my last 4 jobs, I did 3 grocery stores, and then I
Okay.
did ground up Burger King in Iowa, which was 86 days is what it, 86, 89 days, somewhere around that.
Okay.
is what it took us to do that. Right now, that's the biggest Burger King in franchise history, considered lot size. It was a full acre that,
Oh, wow.
that we developed in that time frame. So, I'm a hands-on superintendent. You got to be on the job with the plans to answer questions. I mean, I'm familiar with the aspect of finding good subs. Like I said, I've got 24 years of basically running my own business.
Right.
So, when I go out into the field, if you guys say, Jeremy, we need a drywall or we need a roofer, I got 24 years worth of contacts in my phone.
Right.
I pick up. Them guys are done vetting. I doesn't know what kind of work they prefer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So we've got contacts to put on the road, to get on the road with us, with a background and work history too.
Right.
So I'm a hands-on guy. Read blueprints really well, understand specs, understand that, and I've seen enough blueprints that I know they're not like they used to be 20 years ago.
Right.
There's a lot of deciphering, and, you got to be on point with some of these blueprints. So.
Absolutely. You, what company, right now you said you're with Noble Construction?
Yeah, Knable Construction.
Knable Construction?
Yeah, actually, when I redid my resume and started sending them out, I was currently with them. I'm currently laid off, and I'm going to turn back in my stuff just because they said they couldn't afford to pay us at home, and it's slow.
Right.
So
not as much, yeah.
Yeah, so technically I'm not with them anymore. So
what jobs did you do with them?
The last four that I just described.
Your grocery store and all that was with that? Okay.
Yeah, I did ruler build out down in Mitchell, Indiana for Kroger Feeds. And then when I got done with that project, I went to 38th Street in Georgetown and did a Patel Brothers Grocery.
Okay.
I left that and went to Lafayette, Indiana, and remodeled the big Payless up on 38th Street.
All right, cool.
There for Kroger, and then from there I went straight to the Burger King out in Iowa.
All right, cool. So you said Burger King was about 86, 89 days from ground up?
Yep, ground up.
Wow, yeah. I know, like, whenever when they remodel the McDonald's,
right?
It's amazing. Like, they've got to have it tore down, redone, everything within like a certain amount of time because they got to get the doors back open to money coming in.
It's the same as your guys' jobs. Everything's got a deadline.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We get a scope and a time frame, and just go in and put your system together and line all your subs. As long as the job's majority bought out, and you go out and you say, okay, we need to pick up 3 or 4 guys to do this little stuff, then that's all kinds of stuff I'm used to.
Right.
Anyway, so.
All right, cool. What about so it looks like up until 2019 you were your own owner of your own company, right?
I was.
Tell me about those different companies, like what all you did there and what
Well, whenever I first started with the framing, built houses, big custom homes, a lot of apartment buildings, churches. We've worked on, flat roof and McDonald's, big projects that other companies in town couldn't do. We've always get calls from out of town. Hey, we ain't got nobody here to handle it. Would you mind coming? And so we did a lot of big stuff when it comes to roofing.
All right, cool.
And then, so basically it's just, I was the owner. We controlled our subs with Platinum and Premier. I traveled the nation chasing hailstorms. So I had crews with me, up to 10 crews at a time.
Yeah.
And we did roof, siding, gutters. I worked in Texas, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm a self-driven individual. I always got to be doing something. I can't.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts just to sit still.
Yeah, so. I think it's kind of the way God made us. It's like we're not intended to be. Yeah. So cool. Well, yeah. So earlier on, when you're 97, 2005, it's like you did some apartments, some housing, some houses.
Right.
Kind of a variety of stuff, and then 2015 to 2019. Was it primarily following storms, exterior stuff?
A lot of the Premier days was commercial flat roofing.
Okay.
So We did a lot of commercial flat roofing and just, yeah, but mainly just hailstorms. Like I said, we was a
Right.
vendor for State Farm, several of the different farm bureaus,
Right.
different places around. Agents would just call me. I still get those calls.
Yeah.
You know, hey, Jeremy, can you send your guys out to do a roof? And so,
Right.
like I said, you know, it's not that I'm shut down. It's just I got to the point to where I got tired of chasing my money, if that makes any kind of sense.
Yeah.
You know, I just turned 45 years old today. You know,
Happy birthday.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I've got, you know, like I said, over 24 years of hand-on experience.
Yeah.
Through the MEPS, you know, your electrical, your heating, your cooling. I've got familiarity in everything, you know, when it comes to the concrete.
Yeah.
So I've just been around it. I know it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. And so, cool. Yeah. No, I was just curious because I know it looks like, you know, you've had the experience of doing like ground up stuff and some remodeling and different things. And I know you spent a lot of time doing exterior stuff with roofing, and then the past couple of years kind of got back into that superintendent role of like, it seems like you'd be working more with the sub specifically from the beginning of the project to the end, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just curious to kind of like going from adjusting from being the owner of your own company, doing the exterior, the roofs, flat roofing and all that stuff, going from that back into more of the longer projects, because I'm sure the roofing projects probably wouldn't take as long as some of the other did, you know, as far as traveling wise. I'm just curious as to how that transition was for you.
It didn't really it didn't bother me because the first 3 jobs I had for Knable were right here in Indiana. I drove home even from Lafayette, you know, after I worked my 10, 12-hour shift and slept in my own bed. But then the call come of Jeremy come to the office, we'll send you to, you know, Pella, Iowa to build a Burger King.
Yeah.
So I loaded up my 5th wheel camper and my truck, and I went to Iowa. You know, I'm equipped to travel. All my tools are loaded into the trailer. You know,
cool.
The last company I worked with said, Jeremy, we don't expect you to put on a tool belt, but if there comes a time, are you willing? I said, I put on one for 24 years. It's not a strange thing to me.
Yeah.
So, you know, if FRP's got to be hung, I've hung miles of it. You know, I mean, there's stuff, you know, I can and will perform.
Yeah.
Jobs just to keep that schedule.
Yeah. Cool. When you built houses, did you sub it all out yourself? Did you build a lot of it yourself as far as about like the interior trim and all that, like the finish work?
The finish work, we did a lot of that ourselves. I mean, we framed it. Just like right now, I'm finishing up mine and my wife's home. She said, you build everybody else's home, that's my turn. So I'm finishing up the house I built for us. I've done every aspect on that house, and it's about $2.4 million home.
Okay.
So, like I said, you know, I mean, from the 12,500 square feet, me and one other guy framed the whole thing.
Holy smokes! Wow.
So, I mean, when I say hands-on, I mean, if you hand me a print and say, go build that, Jeremy can go build that.
I'll make it happen.
I don't need to call somebody to get it done. I can do it.
Right, dude. Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah. No, sounds good. Do you have any questions for me, for us?
I mean, on your guys' build out, they're 90 days.
Yeah.
Once you have a super on site, is there, like the last company I was with, after you off away from home for 2 weeks, they'd pay to go back home, or you could go back home. I just, you know, I didn't know how your company was structured. You know, some companies like their supers once they're there just to be there for the 90 days, which I'm good with. I've got a wife and a 14-year-old daughter that's in the and we're in show choir season, so
I understand that.
I just always try to be you know, stand behind my daughter and what she does and be supportive and try to.
No, I completely get that and definitely respect that. I think, there's not too many more important things than that. You know what I'm saying? Invest in your kids and your family.
You gotta have balance. You know, I mean, I don't mind.
We definitely put a big emphasis on, you know, quality of life with family and with work. To say, you know, that you'd be able to go home every 2 weeks, I don't know that would be, you know, that'd be a guaranteed thing.
That's
it's
fine.
kind of one of those things to where there's opportunity there for you to go home. You know, I mean, we'd like for people to be able to go home, you know, three,
but like I said,
you know, 3 or 4 times during the 90 days. You know what I'm saying? To be able to.
Right.
So, and there's
and
usually.
I'm just talking about like weekends, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Just depending on where the job's at. You know, I'm not. That's kind of what I did. Even when I was.
Yeah, depending on where the job's at, you know, location. I mean, heck, if you're that close, if you're close to home, if you're not close to home, that just depends. You know, if you're close enough, you go home every weekend. We got one guy, his first job is 20 minutes away from his house, so he goes home every day. You know,
Right.
But then the other guys, you know, they're hours away, so they maybe can make it home 2 or 3 times during the time. So it just kind of depends.
That's
but
understandable.
Flexible, but getting the job done, taking care of things. I know there's certain times on the job, during the job, like when you're doing cabinets, where you're pretty much, you basically get that time off. That's the time to go spend, with your family, because we got the guys, company that come in and do the cabinet installs that week. And so there's different things like that. But it sounds like we're talking very similar, and kind of what goals are and whatnot, and expectations. And so I think it's definitely worth the conversation. What are you currently what are you looking to make as far as salary, expectations, that sort of thing?
I'll just let you know what Knable was paying me.
Right.
And then I'm not saying that's what I'm expecting. It's just a good start.
Yeah.
My base salary was $102,000 a year.
Right.
And then they gave me a per diem of $700 a week.
Okay.
So you add them together, it's about real close to $140,000 a year on the package deal.
Right.
When we was home and didn't have no work, they would pay us up to a certain point.
Right.
I'm not saying it would just continuously we'd sit at home and paychecks would come. It was usually about a month and a half was their stretch out limit. And if they didn't have another job, then we see what happened. You get laid off. So,
yeah. How big an operation is Knable?
They've got like, I don't know, 8 or 9 PMs, a couple estimators. It's more of a self-promoted type company right there in Chesterfield, St. Louis.
Yeah, okay.
But they've done a lot of work, but they lost a lot of customers too. And that's upper management, and I didn't have nothing in that, but they've got growing pains. I still talk to one of the PMs over there that I work for on several of those jobs. And he just said, "We've got growing pains, Jeremy." He said, "It's not always good."
Yeah.
So, and so that's just that. I don't know dollar figure wise how big of an outfit.
Yeah, no, I didn't know.
I had 30 superintendents, and now they've got 14. So they let 16 guys off.
Okay. Yeah.
So they went from work like that to nothing to send nobody to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know with us doing right now, we're doing the SOLAs. That's all we're doing right now. I know we've talked about, right now we're getting requests from the franchise from corporate, to go to start building California in different places. We've kind of become like the easy button.
Right.
But we built a lot of relationship with the owners, the different franchises that, if that starts to run low, and we don't have, we have built relationships with others, that have other franchises, not just within the Solo Corporation, to where,
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people
set up with a system to be able to do more than just that. But right now, it's a kind of a good niche. But no, I appreciate you taking time to talk with me. It's good to kind of get to know you a little bit. Definitely. I make some notes here and forward the video along to our owner, Jansen, and kind of let him take a look at it. And I know right now we're looking to bring some on probably here in March.
Okay.
And so I'm just this week doing a lot of Zoom interviews and kind of going through the candidates, and then just kind of passing along the, some to him and see where he wants to go from there. And then that's kind of the next steps in his hands. So,
okay.
But yeah.
Sounds good.
You got any other questions for me?
No, I think I'm good, partner.
Okay. All right. Well, I really appreciate it, Jeremy. It's good meeting you.
All right. Good meeting you. Thank you.
All right. Take care, sir. Thank you.
Bye.